My favorite part from last night, the flurry of fact-checking.
Fact checkers, eat your Wheaties today.
Yeah, we'll be fact-checking relentlessly.
They have to have real-time fact-checking.
Setting the scene for an address that will test the fact checkers later on tonight.
What sheep. Sadly, the dizzy anticipation overwhelmed the payoff. Afterward, the media seemed so deflated, they had to turn to their late-night booty call, collusion. It's always there for them. Oh, they still tried to fact check, but it was hard because the stats were real and they were sobering. Like when Donald Trump detailed the murder of a young police officer, a dismembered neighbor, gang members stabbing a young girl to death. Those, sadly, are facts. Also hard to question, the 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records, the 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, 4,000 violent killings, the 1 in 3 women sexually assaulted on the trek through Mexico, or the 20,000 migrant children illegally brought into the U.S. last month, many used by coyotes and gangs. Those were facts ignored by the media and, of course, by Ma and Pa Kettle. Trump had put them in a fact-checked box. But the best overreach, there's a bona fide emergency on the border, said the Washington Post just days ago. Jesse brought it up here yesterday. Then when Trump brought up this humanitarian crisis, the same paper called him a liar. Was it because he used their analysis? No wonder nobody pays attention to these so-called fact checkers. They don't even trust what they say to themselves, and neither do we. Thoughts, Dana?
Well,
Thanks, Jesse. No, I said it in time. Go
there
ahead.
was so much buildup to the speech
Yes,
that by the time the speech was given, it was anticlimactic.
it was.
If the president had announced a national emergency, that would have been like, wow, okay, there's news. Instead, because it was, if you're covering this every day, there was really nothing new, but he put it all together in one place. This was a speech that was more geared toward the broader public who doesn't pay attention to this stuff all the time. And that's what it was supposed to do. Plus, what journalists do is fact checking. You don't have to specifically say, I'm going to fact check now. You just do your job because that's what you do.
See, you know what I found, Emily? That they portrayed their rebuttal as a fact check. They disagreed with what he said. Then they would go like, oh, but it's coming through port of entry. So yeah, that's probably because there's a wall that kept it from somewhere else. That's a rebuttal. It's not a fact check.
Yes to that, and I also think that there was a missed opportunity to take it to kind of get out of that mired in the details and just talk about the larger issues and how in fact it would roll out in terms of policy. Because remember, the whole point too was, and tomorrow the Democrats are meeting him at the White House to maybe come to an agreement within an hour. And so, and of course, accuracy is important, but I just think it became its own flurry and kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, Jesse, I want to bring up John Avlon. He tweeted, CNN, I believe, correct? CNN? So the view from the Oval Office seems to be most documented migrants are murderers, drug dealers, thugs, and drug traffickers. Trump never said that.
No.
He just went over statistics. Right. That's their problem. They are completely biased, and they think that their bias is somehow a sieve for fact checking.
So here's what they'll do. They'll say, well, illegal immigrants commit less crimes than the average American citizen. That's like saying crack kills less people than heroin. It doesn't mean you don't fight the crack epidemic. Police officers go after crimes. They don't go after people. So when you reduce illegal immigration, you will therefore reduce crime. I also don't like when they say this is a manufactured crisis, okay? Juan says, in 2000, there were 100,000 illegal border crossings per month. Now there are 60,000 border crossings per month. That's like saying my home got broken into in 2000 5 times, and now it gets broken into 3 times. It doesn't mean you don't do anything about securing your home. They're just trying to ignore the problem. Another statistic, which is pretty amazing, Trump said last night that 1 in 3 women, when they make the journey north, gets raped when they're trying to come to America. The fact checkers came out and actually said it's 4 in 5 women get raped. So when you add that to the fact that there's sick kids now being held because you can't send them back because they're from Central America and they come with families because of the legal loopholes, that the assault on Border Patrol agents are up 300%, and Officer Singh killed by an illegal immigrant the other day. To say that that's a manufactured crisis, but global warming is a real crisis. How many Americans have died from global warming, Juan?
Wow.
How many will